And we're back, playing the hottest music on your radio, coast to coast, worldwide, shore to shore, sea to sea. I am your host, the Spreaker, and you're listening to the hottest radio station in all the land, W-P.
What a revelation. You're the reason that I breathe. Innocent creation. I can use you as I please. The only one to tell my story. When words are hard to catch. Of all that comes with fame and glory. You let me rock you best. Hypnotizing melody, no limitations. I can stroke your every key, and you give me that do-re-mi so, and sometimes double time, and sometimes you love me nice and slow, makes me wanna sing this line.
What's up, you guys, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Lights Out Radio. So tonight, well, first of all, I'm alone tonight. No bigs, your boy Subliminal is out doing his thing. Big ups to him, keeping up with his business. Shout out to JR, the one and only. He's out taking care of business too. And by all means, fellas, go out, do what you gotta do to further your career, your dreams, and your money. I mean, everybody wants to make money, right? That's what I'm here for. Well, not here. But that's what it's all about. It's all about being successful, being happy with yourself, and making that money. And if you can manage to get all of them rolled up into one, why not? But anyways, guys, I've been browsing the net, the internets, the internet, the World Wide Web, whatever you want to call it, and I found some pretty interesting stuff. So apparently, because there are too many people in jail, and because of this many people, so apparently the jails are too crowded, so they decided to set some people free. Is there anything wrong with this? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on who they're setting free. But I'll tell you exactly who they're setting free. They are letting loose our sex offenders. Now, in their defense, not every sex offender is somebody who is taking advantage of a young person. It could have been consensual, but they were underage, which is wrong too, but it is what it is. And then you have those people who performed an indecent act, maybe at a park or a playground, a school. You have those, and then you have the really hardcore ones that are actually out there doing very, very bad things to kids. Now, I feel like this could be a good thing and a bad thing. And the reason I say that is because being a sex offender, I mean, you're registered. When you move into a new place, you have to let everybody know that, hey, I'm a sex offender. Just thought I'd let you know. I mean, you know, it's embarrassing enough being out in the open and being a sex offender. And it kind of sucks. At the same time, it's not cool for them, for the ones who have actually taken advantage of our youth, or not even our youth, anybody, period, anybody, to be set free. So I'm hoping that they don't let the major offenders go, but maybe somebody who got caught like peeing at a park or some indecent act at a playground or at a school. You know, I can kind of see letting these guys loose. Because they may or may not be actual predators. The ones they need to keep in confinement are the predators. But I just wanted to play a quick video for you guys so you could take a listen and tell me how you feel about it. You know, so here it goes.
Anderson Cooper 360, weeknights at 8 and 10 on CNN.
Commercial.
Convicted sex offenders are arrested and often spend less than 24 hours in jail. You might ask why. Mostly because of a new law aimed at addressing a very real overcrowding statewide. However, as Drew Griffin found out in this exclusive report, that law is costing lives. He's keeping them honest.
It's early on a Tuesday evening in Stockton, California. Parole agents are arresting 41-year-old Jack Turner, described by agents as someone with an extensive history of sexual violence. Tonight, though, his only problem is the GPS monitoring ankle bracelet he is required to wear has run out of power. It is a parole violation, not an actual crime. But he is still tracked down, found on the streets of Stockton by agents who know his usual hangouts. Taken to a jail where less than 20 hours later, not even a full day behind bars, Jack Turner is let out.
Put your left foot out.
He may be a sexual offender, he may have a dangerous past, but Turner knows violating parole in the state of California means almost nothing to him.
How many times do you think you've gone through this parole violation procedure?
last week, this week, last week, the week before that, probably the week before that. So they know me real well here, so I'm always...
And is it always the same? Come in, spend a night, come out?
Come in, spend the night, come out.
In Stockton, California, this convicted sex offender has no real incentive to follow any rules of his parole.
So why are they
which is why parole supervisor Susan Cain is trying to sound the alarm. She is speaking out against the state's wishes, saying she believes the public is not safe. She says she's speaking out for herself personally and not the Department of Corrections.
In all my years in law enforcement, and it's been over 30 years, I, for the first time, feel at a total loss. That I can honestly say, we do our job, we do the very best job that we can, but we can't protect the community with this. We can't protect them from these sex offenders because they get out of jail the next day.
How did this happen? 2 words: prison overcrowding. There's simply not enough room to keep people in jail. The state of California tried to solve its own prison overcrowding by passing a bill called AB 109, backed by the governor, Jerry Brown. It called for a realignment of where criminals serve time. Low-level offenders, and especially parole violators, would no longer come to state prisons. They would instead go to county jails. But in San Joaquin County, the jail is already under a court order to relieve its own overcrowding.
Well, I can see
according to Under Sheriff John Piccone, the state dumped its problem on the county, and the county is now dumping criminals on the streets.
So no matter what the state or the governor says are the county's duties in terms of handling these parole violators, you just have no room.
The overcrowding situation is such that we can't afford it. We can't keep them here because of the court order, so we have to follow the court order.
In this county, it is Judge Richard Giuliani who makes those decisions about who stays behind bars and who doesn't. On the day we met him, he had released 4 inmates, 10 the day before. Amazingly, he admits, they shouldn't be on the streets.
Are you comfortable with who is being released?
I'm not comfortable releasing anybody. I think it's an unfortunate reality, and we do the best that we can by prioritizing the people that we do release.
Parole violators like Jack Turner, who have not committed a new crime, are usually the first to go. Susan Cain says parolees, especially sexual predators, know they can get away with almost anything.
I even had a parolee who was upset last week because we arrested him for being around minors when he's a child molester. He says, you can do whatever you want to me. I'm only going to be in jail one night, and when I get out, I'm doing what I want, and I'm going to make your life miserable.
This is a child molester.
Yes.
This past February, Sidney Jerome Diavola, a convicted sexual offender, was picked up by Stockton police. Not knowing what to do, police brought the homeless man to the home of his grandmother, Rachel Russell. It was February 8th.
911, what is your emergency?
Oh, yes. The police just brought this boy, Sidney Jerome Albert, to my house about an hour ago and told him not to go back out no more, and they'd leave him alone. So he sneaked out again. Now he's tearing up my property and my car.
Was she scared of him?
Yes, she was.
Stephen Russell is Diavola's uncle. He says his mother was the only person in the family who still held out any hope for his nephew. But in February, Diavola began to frighten even his own grandmother. On February 13th, Diavola was arrested yet again, the 16th time for violating his parole. He had cut off his GPS ankle bracelet. To Stephen Russell, it was a relief.
You guys thought he was in prison?
Yeah, he was in jail, and he had a violation of parole, failure to register as a sex offender. He kept taking the tracking device, removing the tracking device. So when he was picked up, we knew he was going to get some time, and so there was a big relief.
The relief was short-lived. Diavola's 16th parole violation was considered not enough to hold him in a crowded jail. Judge Giuliani made the decision, and for the 16th time, Diavola was released.
And what happened after that?
He went over to my mother's house and killed her. He killed her, and he left her body in the backyard. in a wheelbarrow. He raped her, he murdered her, and he robbed her.
The State Department of Corrections says overall its new policy is working well, but it's...
All right, guys, so I just wanted you to hear the majority of that video just because of that gentleman's story at the end. This is the reason why we can't trust people like this, out. This was a repeat offender over and over again. He managed to escape going to jail, but he violated parole. He obviously showed violent tendencies, and if you guys could see a picture of this guy, you would know that there's no soul behind those eyes. Like there's nothing there. He looks absolutely straight up just crazy. He just looks crazy. Honestly, I believe there's something else wrong with him. I think he might have a psychological issue that needs to be addressed. But yeah, like the gentleman was saying at the end, he killed the person that they put in charge of him. They took him back to his grandmother's house, and as a result of that, she called the police. And after she called the police, they found him. And then they released him again. And as a result of that, he killed his own grandmother. It's crazy. It's straight crazy. Like, there's no way that me as a human being could look at this guy and say, I feel like it's okay for him to be on the street, because it's not. He just looks crazy. You guys, I'm going to post a video up on the Twitter. I'm going to post a video up on the Twitter so you guys can actually get a good look at this gentleman, because there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason why. I'm going to call this no jail. So if you guys go to the Twitter page, check that out. It's at Lights Out Radio. Horrible story, by the way. But it is what it is, and hopefully they learn something from this situation that happened here, and they do something to rectify this, because he's he doesn't even look psychologically sound. He looks crazy. There's no way I would have released. I know I'm repeating myself, but you just gotta see it. You just gotta see it. That was dumb. But yeah, letting sex offenders go. Yep. I'd rather have the drug dealers back out on the street than the sex offenders, honestly. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but it's the lesser of two evils, I feel. Could be wrong, because they probably kill a lot of people too, so yeah. Alright, so speaking of people, I feel like some people just aren't meant to be, parents. Perfect example, today I was coming out of the store and I saw this lady come out. She had on like a fishnet top. I don't even know what you call the top, but she had on like a fishnet top and a black bra on, and like some booty shorts, and it was I could see wearing this maybe to the beach, or maybe to the pool, a water park, but not to a store. It gets better. After I see her walk out by herself, her younger person that got in the car with her comes out looking just as bad as she does. Okay, but it gets worse. So apparently, there were about 5 kids in the car with her, And all the kids are like fending for themselves. None of them look to be over the age of 5. None of them. And she kind of just like left them behind. She went inside and she just left the kids in the car. So they all get out on their own and just start, running around the parking lot and going inside the building. One of her kids, like, okay, you're going into a store. One of these kids literally they have nothing on but a pair of shorts. No shoes, no socks, no shirt, no hat. Shorts. A pair of shorts. And I'm just thinking, like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Like, what's going on? And then it gets better. After this is went on for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe, another child gets out of the car. She might be 5, and that's pushing it. And she jumps out of the car with a child that's like 2. Okay? 2. And she's just like, oh yeah, walking around, got my baby sister with me. There's nobody watching these kids, you guys. Like, they're just roaming free. For what reason? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. And I'm just like, why are you a parent? Would it not have been better for you to have not had kids? All of this was leading up to Usher. So, Usher has almost lost another son. So, Usher Raymond V is in an Atlanta ICU after getting his arm stuck in the pool drain. Now, I don't know if you guys recall this, but I think it was last summer, he unfortunately lost his stepson when he was out in the water playing unsupervised. But I mean, this wasn't his fault at all. I'm not going to say this was his fault, because if I made a mistake, the child was at camp this time, and unfortunately he drowned. That was the end result. He drowned. Like, initially he made it out and made it to the hospital, but later on they pronounced him brain dead and he died. But yeah, so Usher's other son got in a pool accident. I feel like maybe they need like a 24-hour nanny, maybe, or like I don't know, to take him over to grandma's house or something. Could your kids and water just not doing it right now. Not for me. You're not doing it well at all. But it's good to hear that he's in the ICU and apparently he is recovering, which is good. And hopefully he doesn't make a turn for the worse. So we'll see how that turns out. Very handsome kid, by the way. And I wanna post a video up for you guys also of this bus driver who thought it would be a good idea. He missed his exit. You know what? I don't even think I want to post this. I'm not gonna post this video. But so a bus driver was driving, and he missed his exit on the freeway. He decided, you know what? I think it's probably a good idea for me to back this bus up on the freeway. Okay, traffic only goes one way on each side of the highway when you're on the freeway. He felt like it would be a great idea to say, you know what? I know I'm in 70, 75, 80 miles per hour if you're a rebel traffic, but I'm just going to back up anyway. So he did so. And unfortunately, there was a mighty semi or semi-truck, an 18-wheeler behind him, and it smashed the bus up pretty well. Fortunately, The 22 passengers on the bus were only injured. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, the bus driver was killed. He was actually ejected out of the front window of the bus and was killed. Unfortunately, the truck driver, who literally had nothing to do with this bus driver's stupidity, was killed as well. So that's unfortunate to hear. It's very unfortunate to hear. But it says here that more than 10 people were thrown out of this bus. So it's definitely a good thing that there were no other casualties. And it's unfortunate that we lost those two. But I mean, you can't be backing a bus up in the middle of the freeway. I can't figure out at what point in your mind do you feel like it was okay to stop and then back the bus up? Like, what was your mental process here? Mr. Freeway, I missed my exit. I'll be 10 minutes late if I go up to the next exit, go across and turn around and then get the right exit. Everybody's going to be 10 minutes late. Or I could back up and this happened. So, unfortunate, but let's say and just to comment on the Usher Raymond thing, she was saying that accidents happen. I think we just happen to find out about all of his because he's in the spotlight. I agree, we do happen to find out about all his stuff because he's in the spotlight. But with you being in the spotlight, I feel like you might watch your kids a little more closely. Like, just a little more. Like I said, I feel like they need somebody to... Obviously, they're not being supervised, because if he was being supervised, his child wouldn't have got his arm stuck in the drain of the pool. Which I said, accidents do happen, and you can't... I mean, kids will be kids, and they get into all kinds of stuff. And you can turn around for 1 second and your child's gone, and you don't know where they are. So yeah, I can relate to Usher on that one, but yeah, he is he's in the ICU, and it's not that he's not doing okay, but he's alive. That's the important thing. He's alive. And yeah, I understand stars are human, and I don't really know if the child is old enough to know better. Somebody was saying in the group me that the child is probably old enough to know better. Let me see if it has the age of the child up here. No, it doesn't say how old he is, but he doesn't look any older than maybe 4 or 5. I guess maybe you can know better by then. What else? But yeah. Anyways, guys, I got about a minute left in this segment, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Go ahead and get you guys back rolling. When we come back, I want to talk about some pretty awesome parenting that I noticed online today, and you guys can tell me how you feel about that. I feel like it was amazing. They literally did not put a hand on their child and disciplined her very, very well. I'm going to play a little bit of video, and I am going to get comments on it. So you guys make sure you tune back in. It's lights out. Be back.